I will never forget the exact moment my sweet, affectionate cat Leo transformed into what sounded like a territorial pit bull. I had just bought him a new feather wand, and after a vigorous play session, he caught the toy in his mouth. When I reached out to gently take it away to put it in the drawer, a sound erupted from deep within his chest. It was a low, vibrating, guttural rumble. He was growling, staring dead at me, ears slightly flattened. He sounded exactly like a dog defending a bone. My immediate reaction was one of betrayal. I thought, what did I do wrong? Does my cat suddenly hate me? Is he developing a severe behavioral disorder? I honestly thought he was mimicking dog behavior out of pure aggression. I pulled my hand back, feeling like a failure of a pet parent. But here is the counterintuitive truth that completely shifted my perspective as an animal behaviorist. If your cat growls at you, another pet, or even a toy, they are not acting like a dog. They are not trying to dominate you, and they certainly do not hate you. In fact, reacting to a cat's growl the same way you would react to a dog's growl is the biggest mistake you can make, and it will only shatter the bond you share. We have been conditioned to view growling through a canine lens as a challenge of hierarchy, but feline psychology is entirely different. Today, we are going to dive deep into the fascinating science of why your cat growls like a dog and why understanding this eerie sound is the ultimate key to unlocking their trust. To truly understand what is happening inside your cat's brain when that deep rumble vibrates through their throat, we have to look at the science of feline vocalization and neurochemistry. When a dog growls, it's often a hierarchical display. Dogs are pack animals, and their growls can sometimes be driven by confidence, testosterone, and a desire to assert dominance over a resource. However, a cat's growl is driven by a completely different neurological pathway. When Leo growled at me over that feather toy, his brain was experiencing a massive, sudden spike in cortisol, the primary stress hormone, followed closely by a surge of adrenaline. The sympathetic nervous system is hijacked. Studies in feline acoustics and neurology reveal that the feline growl is a low-frequency vocalization produced by the rapid vibration of the vocal folds, specifically designed to travel long distances without revealing the cat's exact physical size. But biologically speaking, a cat's growl is an involuntary biological alarm bell. It's not an offensive weapon, it's a defensive reflex. When a cat growls, their brain is essentially screaming, "System overload. I am overwhelmed, I am terrified of losing my safety or my resource, and I am highly stressed." It is what veterinary behaviorists call a distance-increasing signal. They're using sound waves to push you away because their internal cortisol levels have crossed the threshold of comfort. Whether they're growling at a stray cat outside the window, a new piece of furniture, or the toy in their mouth, the root cause is never malice. It is always, fundamentally, anxiety and perceived vulnerability. To grasp why a cat experiences such intense vulnerability over something as trivial as a toy or a sudden noise, we must travel back thousands of years to the harsh deserts of the Middle East, to the ancestor of all our domestic house cats, Felis sylvestris libica, the African wildcat. This evolutionary history is the crucial missing puzzle piece. Dogs, descending from wolves, are pack animals. They have a social safety net. If a wolf gets injured in a fight, the rest of the pack will protect him, hunt for him, and bring him food while he heals. Wolves can afford to be confrontational. Cats, on the other hand, are solitary, apex micro-predators. They evolved in brutal, unforgiving desert environments where they lived alone, hunted alone, and survived entirely on their own physical perfection. For a wildcat, a physical altercation is a death sentence. Even if a cat wins a fight against a rival, a single scratch or bite can become infected. In the wild, an infected wound means the cat cannot hunt. If it cannot hunt, it starves. Therefore, cats evolved to avoid physical violence at all absolute costs. This is where the growl comes in. The growl is an evolutionary masterpiece, an auditory shield. It's a solitary hunter's desperate attempt to resolve a conflict without spilling blood. When Leo caught that feathered toy, his ancient predatory DNA kicked in. In his mind, he had just secured a vital kill in the desert. When my hand approached, his instincts told him a scavenger was coming to steal his survival resource. By growling, he was performing a ritualized bluff. He was saying, "I am a dangerous predator. Do not come any closer, because I don't want to fight you, but I will if I have to." The growl is actually a peacekeeping mechanism. They are warning you because they desperately want to avoid escalating to physical violence. Once I understood that Leo's growling was actually a sign of extreme stress and a plea for distance, my entire approach to his behavior changed. And this brings us to the actionable insights, what you must do and strictly avoid doing when your cat turns into a rumbling thundercloud. First and foremost, never punish, scold, or physically force a cat to growl. If you yell or snatch the toy away, you validate their deepest evolutionary fear, that you are a threat to their resources. This will permanently spike their baseline cortisol levels around you. Instead, you need to manage their environment and their triggers. If your cat frequently growls over territory, food, or litter boxes, you must implement the golden N+1 rule of feline environmental enrichment. You should always have one more vital resource than the number of cats in your home. If you have 2 cats, you need 3 litter boxes, 3 distinct feeding stations, and 3 high resting places. Dispersing resources eliminates the scarcity mindset that triggers resource guarding and growling in the first place. If your cat is actively growling in the moment, like Leo did with his toy, you need to utilize the 3-second retreat rule. The moment you hear the rumble, freeze. Do not maintain hard eye contact, as staring is a predatory challenge in cat language. Instead, slowly blink your eyes, look slightly away, and take 1 physical step backward. Wait 3 seconds. By doing this, you instantly lower the social pressure. You are speaking their language, communicating, "I hear your boundary and I respect your auditory shield, and I am not a threat." If they have something dangerous in their mouth that you absolutely must take away, never pry their jaws open. Use the high-value trade method. Toss a piece of high-smelling wet food or a premium treat a few feet away. When they drop the item to investigate the better offer, calmly remove the hazard. Looking back at that moment with Leo, I no longer feel betrayed. In fact, I feel incredibly honored. When you strip away the human misconceptions, a cat's growl is actually a profound, albeit clumsy, expression of communication. Think about it. Your cat is a creature driven by millions of years of solitary survival instincts. When they feel threatened, their deepest biological urge is to flee or to attack silently. But instead of just biting you out of nowhere, they choose to use their voice. They choose to issue a warning. They choose to give you a chance to back away. That growl, as aggressive as it may sound to our human ears, is actually them saying, "I am scared, I am overwhelmed, but I trust you enough to tell me how I feel before I react." Our cats give us the privilege of sharing their lives, bringing a piece of the untamed wild into our living rooms. It is our responsibility to learn their language rather than forcing them to speak ours. The next time your cat growls, don't see a dog-like display of dominance. See the little desert hunter asking for just a little bit of space. When you respond with patience and respect, you don't just stop the growling. You build a foundation of unbreakable, unwavering trust. If this video completely changed how you view your cat's behavior, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so we can continue decoding the fascinating psychology of our feline companions. Have you ever been shocked by your cat growling? Tell me the story in the comments below. I read every single one. Until next time, give your tiny panthers a slow blink from me.